What's up, guys? Welcome to another edition of Market Marauders, beating the market one trade at a time. You do the Market Marauders investment channel, helps you find the best deals in the market. That's something you're interested in. Make sure that subscribe button down below, like, comment, and share. Also, make sure you hit that thumbs up, help the YouTube algorithm promote the videos. Now, as the title suggests, yes, there's been an update on the stimulus. I'm going to jump into what happened when the Democrats and Republicans met yesterday and what the results of that was. So, jumping into that, this is an article from the USA Today. It says a $600 weekly unemployment benefit that has helped millions of Americans stay afloat amid the corona pandemic officially ended at midnight as Congress adjourned for the weekend without coming to any deal on a program or a larger emergency stimulus package. So basically, it means that there is, no more additional unemployment. And I know one of the problems they're talking about in all the meetings is basically trying to get people back to work. They were saying, the stimulus in the past that they had was way too much money for unemployment. So I know the Republicans definitely were gun ho about not having it be that much amount. But a whole lag in between, trying to come up with something, it's a very complicated problem, my opinion. I think they're both sides. Uh, I think both sides equally want to help the situation. I think Republicans and Democrats want to help, but I think there are two different approaches that are going throughout, and it seems like they've been just halted on trying to find the perfect solution. I kind of think the American people aren't looking for a perfect solution, just a solution. Either way, whatever solution comes out of this, I think some people are going to be upset, some people aren't going to be upset. Some people are going to like it, some people aren't going to like it. But I think the more time that goes on, them trying to find the perfect solution, I think the more it hurts, all Americans in general. It says the discussion over another package turned testy Friday as Democrats and Republicans each blame the other for their inability to come to an agreement, leaving out of work Americans in limbo as vital benefits came to a halt. So basically, just bickering back and forth, or, the political term filibustering, just wasting time on the meetings that they have. Because I think they said the meeting was only 3 hours long, which it's not that long, and they just go on the weekend break. But millions of Americans are still waiting to get help. So, reading some more of this, it says we are seeing is politics as usual from Democrats up at Capitol Hill. Meadows said from the White House podium, Democrats believe that they have all the cards on their side and they're willing to play those cards at the expense of those they're hurting. So there was also a tweet. So Trump actually tweeted and said Pelosi and Schumer blocked desperately needed unemployment payments, which is so terrible, especially since they fully understand that it was not the workers' fault that unemployed. It's the fault of China. So, you know, Trump basically speaking out, giving his side of the story as to what happened and why, it's a terrible situation that nobody can come to a conclusion on what can be done here. Continuation of the statement up top, it says they do not understand the gravity of the situation. She said of the Republicans, we don't have shared values. That's just it. So breaking down the 1200, says Pelosi also said that the Senate, which has remained divided on unemployment, likely would have no votes to approve continuation of $600 weekly benefit, which bolsters state benefits that average nationality about $370 a week. So, you know, stuff going on there. It says Senate Republicans, meanwhile, well, hold on, let me do the top part. House Democrats' bill included not only an extension of unemployment, but also another round of $1,200 stimulus checks and increased funds for state and local governments. It says Senate Republicans, meanwhile, have had trouble negotiating their demands as conference remains divided on what the stimulus package should include. Some even expressed doubt that another bill is needed, The division remains even after Republicans unveiled their own proposal this week that includes $1,200 stimulus, funds for schools, small businesses, and scaled back unemployment benefits of $200 per week. Now, this isn't a political, you know, video, but I do, think that there are rights and wrongs in both of these proposals that have been made. But I do think, some of these policies, you know, are actually good. Um, Having funding for schools, I think is good considering that they've been out for such a long time. Small businesses, because they were the most people impacted, and then scaling back unemployment. That's the one that I think is going to continue to have a bigger problem with unemployment. That was before a lot of people were just out of work, not on their own, but people on unemployment were making more money on unemployment than they were working, so that was becoming a problem. So it kind of incentivized some people that hey, I can just get unemployment, and make more money now and I can find a job later, which kind of hurt a lot of these small businesses. And the small businesses are what help the community thrive. They employ people. A lot of people think it's the big corporations that help the community, but it's really the small businesses that help the community a lot more than the big corporations. The big corporations come in and they don't care who they hire. If they shut down, they shut down. There's no like guaranteed jobs, but the people who are in small businesses definitely help the community, in my opinion, a lot more than large corporations. Going into article from CNBC, just reading some of the highlights on here. Uh, Familiar fault lines continue to separate the White House and congressional Democrats on the next stimulus package, a day after an extended meeting between the House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and administration officials, including Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin and Chief of Staff Mark Meadows. Pelosi and Mnuchin both took the airwaves on Sunday morning to lay out their completing visions of the rescue bill ahead of Monday meeting between the officials. The key sticking point separates Democrats and Republicans, continuing to be the federal boost of unemployment assistance, which has set at $600 a week in March, but recently lapsed. So, while another emphasis on this, while they're discussing their bill, discussing the perfect bill to have, people on unemployment are still trying to figure out what to do. Now, what are the long term effects of that, and what are the problems that need to be addressed? One of the problems I think need to be addressed is back to works and back to regular society. So back to people going places. If you have to have a mask on, then that's the policy. Then let that be the policy. Going back to work. Helping the small businesses get back and having policies to where people can get back to their way of life. So it's kind of like in this weird gray area where it's like some companies are opposing laws or imposing, wearing masks or not wearing masks, and some companies are not imposing it. So there needs to be a standard, in my opinion, of like, okay, this is what everybody's going to do. Everybody's going to wear a mask, and that's going to be the end of that. Or, you know, not the companies themselves have, um, you know, jurisdiction to do what they want to do. I think it needs to be like a, hey, this is what we're gonna do, um, and this is how it's gonna work. I think that should be state level and not company level, if that makes sense. I think the states should be the ones who kind of do it because each state is different. So, if let's say Walmart is saying, everybody's got to wear a mask at every Walmart. Well, there's some Walmarts in places like really rural towns that have like, maybe two cases. And you're saying, okay, everybody at this Walmart's wearing a mask. Well, their outbreak's not as big as a place like Florida. So if you say, okay, in Florida, everybody has to wear a mask at Walmart, then yes, that makes more sense. I think there should be more, looking into the whole situation instead of just saying, companies do what you want to do. If y'all want to wear a mask, y'all wear them. If y'all don't, then don't. Um, you know, I think that should be, how it goes. But it seems to be there's a lot of uncertainty on, the whole future of the economy, in my opinion. And, it seems like everyone's trying to find the perfect, bill that can pass, that can try to help everyone, but it just it just seems to be lapsing at the current moment. What do I think that is for the future of the economy? Because this is an investment channel; it's not a political channel. If we look on here, we can see SPY, shot up. It's continued to go up. Um, at the end of the day, it ended the week at 326.52. Yeah, at 326.52. And then its moving average 10 is 323.49. Moving average 50 is 323.32, and moving average 100 is 323.28. So I think SPY is going to continue to go up, just for a little while until a plan is actually made. SPY is actually, going up, which you may say, what is SPY if you're not familiar? SPY is basically ETF that tracks the S&P 500. Down here in the corner it says SPDR, S&P 500 ETF Trust. So it basically tracks the S&P 500, which is basically top 500 countries top 500 companies in the United States. And I think it's going to continue to go up because also it's earnings season. So you have all these earnings coming out, which are boosting SPY. You had Apple, who had a great earning, Amazon, who had an amazing earning. You have other companies like that are having their earnings. Check my community tab to see the earnings for next week. My option plays for those, but you still have a lot of earnings coming out, and I think that's going to continue to fuel the S&P 500. But there's going to be a time where once all of these you know, plans come out and there's no real deal being made, that the consumer is going to suffer. The person who's buying the products are going to suffer because they're not going to have a place to stay. If people are renting and they don't have a job, but the economy is going up, then it's going to ultimately tank. And I think once it tanks, it'll be another good buying opportunity, but then it also really show, how bad the situation is as a whole. So drop a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think of the whole economy. Do you think, um, you know, the $600 a month unemployment is a good idea? Do you think it's a bad idea? Do you think it's too much? What do you think the future of SPY is? Do you think the SP 500 will continue to go up? Are we on a bullish market, or are we on a bullish market waiting to be a bearish market? So drop a comment down below. Make sure that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.